This is a big crowd. This is a big, big, beautiful crowd. I wish the fake news back there would show it. I wish they'd spin their cameras and show it, because nobody would believe it. You know, the other day, Biden was saying, I got big crowds, meaning him. He gets big crowds. He doesn't know what a big... And there were like 93 people there. 93, you know what that is? That's where the front row Joes sit, right here, 93. We got more than 93 front row Joes. Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots, and that's what you are, and we got to bring our country back to health, because our country is going to hell, if you haven't noticed. Millions and millions of people are pouring in from prisons and from mental institutions. We're going to stop it. We're going to get it stopped. We're going to bring them back. As he said, we're going to bring them back. We're going to deport. With the help of everyone here tonight, we're going to win Pennsylvania this November. We're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden and laughing Kamala Harris. And we're going to take back the White House, and we're going to take back our country. We're going to take it back. Our country's been stolen from us. You see that? It's the greatest, one of the greatest crimes is what they've done over 4 years, and hiding what the obvious facts are, isn't it, huh? Isn't it a shame? You run for the President of the United States from a basement. All very dishonest stuff, but you know, we're going to have the greatest election. I tell you what, we did fantastically in 2016. We did much better in 2020. You know, we did much better. And it was rigged. It was a rigged deal, but we did much better. But it's nothing compared to the enthusiasm all over, not just in Pennsylvania, all over. It is nothing compared to the enthusiasm that we've seen over the last year. Because, I mean, a year. Think of it, year and a half ago it started. It really started from immediately after the election. You want to know the truth? But a year and a half ago, we were seeing crowds of people desperate to have rallies, desperate to have anything to take back our country. And we're going to take it back. Next week, the Republican Party will hold its convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And 5 days from now, we will officially accept the Republican nomination for president of the United States. Right? And we're going to get a good senator. I'll tell you, you have a real stiff right now in office. He's a stiff. You know, your current senator, I never met him. I don't think I've ever met him. I was only there 4 years, but I don't think I ever met him. I'll tell you, that's your senator. He votes with Biden or whoever happens to be furthest left. We got to get him elected. McCormick. We got to get McCormick, Press McCormick. He's a good man, too. He's a valiant fighter. He's a great, great gentleman. So we're going to bring him up for can we bring him up for a couple of minutes later? A little bit later. All right. You get ready, McCormick. You get ready. I'll get you up here. The world will see a vibrant Republican Party that is bigger, stronger, more confident, and more united than ever before. And that's what we are. We're the most united party now. I'm watching the fake news go crazy because they're saying the Republican Party has not been united since Ronald Reagan like it is right now. It was united under Ronald Reagan the second time. It was very united. And they said there's never been anything like it. They've never seen a movement like this. Make America great again. You know, Joe Biden talks about we have to stop MAGA. MAGA means make America great again, Joe. It means make America great again. That's all we want to do. If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with a gorgeous ocean, the Mediterranean, the Atlantic, maybe the Pacific. Thank you. Thank you. Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a senator elected and to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it. And it's not easy because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals, we have criminals, we have drug dealers, we have people that should not be here, and it's much tougher than if it happened. We had the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we had the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring, I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Move it spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready.
Move.
Up.
Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready.
We ready?
Shooter's down. Shooter's down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
Shooter's down. We're good to move.
We're clear.
We're
Let's
clear.
move. Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay. Let's shoot down. Get the shoe.
Watch out.
Wait.
We're going to also show some video that our reporter Olivia Rinaldi, who follows President Trump, shot on her phone.
Oh my gosh. Okay?
Yes, don't.
We're okay.
Hold. When you're ready. On you. Move.
Lay down. You okay, Scott?
Yes, stay down. Everyone stay down.
I can't see him. Where's our security?
We're going to bring in now someone else who was there, Senate candidate David McCormick, Republican candidate from Pennsylvania. Mr. McCormick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Please describe what you saw, what transpired, and where you were when all of this happened.
Yeah, well, I was in the front row. President Trump was facing the audience, and I was to his right in the front row. And he had just announced me and invited me to come up on the stage. And I was starting to get up on the stage, and then he said, "No, I'll call you up in a little bit." And about a minute or two later, there was a number of shots. The popping sounds, it was like 7 or 8 shots, and it wasn't clear exactly where they were coming from. It felt like they were coming to President Trump's left as he faced the audience. And, it was just mayhem. There was the Secret Service immediately knocked him down and jumped on top of him. And then they got him to his feet, and they were surrounding him. And you saw this fist come out of the group, or I think making it clear that he seemed like he was okay. I don't know if he was actually hit or not. There looked like there was a little bit of blood, but his fist came out as, I guess, a sign that he was okay. And then to my back, there was some commotion, and I looked over my shoulder. Everybody was, the moment the shots happened, everybody got down on their knees or down on their, laid down. And unfortunately, someone to my rear in the bleachers had been hit. And the people around, it looked like him. It looked like a large man. People were trying to administer first aid, and there was blood everywhere, unfortunately. And eventually, within a few minutes, the police came and carried that person out, presumably to get the kind of emergency care they needed. But it was obviously a very frightening moment. It was clear that the president was under attack, and it was clear that people were being hurt, and it wasn't clear whether there was one shooter or two shooters or whether they were done. And so you can imagine it was a crowd of 15,000 people. It seemed about 15,000 is what the law enforcement people had told us. And so you can imagine what kind of panic there was with this kind of horrible thing happening.
And David, stay with us. We just played video that showed that moment where everyone was crowded down. And in this crowd of thousands, everyone is just still, hardly moving as they react to what are the sounds of gunfire. People thought they were fireworks at first. Then it became clear that it was gunfire. From your vantage point, how far were you from the president? You were in the first row. And could you tell if he was grazed, perhaps? I know you said you're not sure if he took a direct hit, but describe for me from how close you were what you could tell happened in terms of his potential injuries.
I really couldn't tell. I did see just a little bit of blood as they were going around him, and then, as I said, I saw the fist come out. But I couldn't tell the nature of his injuries. It all happened in the blink of an eye. And initially, I wasn't focused just solely on the president when the shots started happening. And it seemed from where I was sitting, the shots were opposite from me. But I think there's also a possibility the shots were coming from two sides. I'm not, I don't know what's been discovered thus far, but I'm not sure it was just one gunman or two gunmen. But clearly it was, it was an attack on and an assault on his life. And, the Secret Service almost acted instantaneously once the shot started and were encircled him.
Exactly. You see them encircling him. Clearly, their training kicking in. They're almost creating a perimeter around the former president, shielding him with their bodies. David, you describe, one of the former President Trump in front of you and then a person behind you who was hit. So these bullets could have been coming from any direction, or did you have any sense of where they were coming from? I know that you said that you weren't sure if they were coming from one place.
Right. Well, it wasn't clear to me. From where I was sitting, it felt like the bullets probably came from across the other side of the crowd, because if they missed the president, then they would have hit somebody behind me or, someone in my part of the crowd. So I thought I heard shots coming from that direction, but, others thought that they heard shots coming from other directions. And, I was a military person, so one of the things, it's always hard, it's not always easy to tell where the shots are originating from. So, it's, they weren't huge sounds. They weren't booming sounds. They sounded like almost a small caliber weapon. In moments of chaos like this, you always have to be careful you don't jump to conclusions. But I think they felt like they came from the president's left, from where I was sitting.
And David, these events are loud. So for these sounds to pierce through the crowd and all of the noise, everyone reacting quickly, getting down. I mean, we've all been through lockdown training, unfortunately. Tell us a bit about the scene with the victim that you saw. Where did it appear that this person had been hit, and how severe were those injuries?
It was really hard to tell. It was a lot of blood, so it wasn't clear where the bullet had struck him and how severe the wound was. He looked to be unconscious, but even that's not entirely clear to me. But it was obviously a lot of blood, so I'm assuming he was pretty severely wounded, and I'm hoping and praying he's okay.